Welcome back in this lecture of the beta and gamma function. In my previous lecture I have given you the properties and definition of the beta and gamma function. Now let us solve few questions related to the beta and gamma function, and then we will try to establish few more formulae regarding the beta and gamma function. So we have the questions. Evaluate the value of the integral 0 to 1 dx upon 1 minus x power 4. So let us evaluate this integral. This is your improper integral, and for it let us write it as I. Now we have two choices. Either we can put x square equal to sin theta, so that this 1 minus sin square theta become cos square theta, and your limits will become 0 to pi by 2, and this will be your of the type sin p theta cos q theta, and then you can have the formula. Or just use the definition of beta function. For that use x power 4 as t, so that it will become your 1 minus t, and we can use the definition of beta function in this case. So here I am using x power 4 equal to t. So our x will be what? T power 1 by 4, and dx will be 1 by 4 t power 1 by 4 minus 1 dt. So put these values here. So your I will be, there is no change in limit, because if you put x equal to 0, then our t will be 0, and if we put x equal to 1, then we have t equal to 1. So this is equal to 1 by 4 t power 1 by 4 minus 1 into dt upon under root 1 minus t. So this is equal to 1 by 4, then integral 0 to 1, then we have t power 1 by 4 minus 1. Now here we will have 1 minus t power minus half, and that can be written as like this. Okay, now this is your t power 1 minus t power n minus n m minus 1 into t power n minus 1, and this is your beta mn. So we can write it as beta t power, you know the definition of beta mn as 0 to 1 x power m minus 1 into 1 minus x power n minus 1. So this is your basically beta 1 by 4 comma 1 by 2, and use the definition of beta m comma n. So this is your gamma m into gamma n upon gamma n plus n. Okay, now this is equal to your gamma half is root pi, so we have square root of pi here, and this is your gamma 1 by 4, and this can be written as, if you take the LCM, then this is your gamma 3 by 4. So this is your answer. Now we cannot solve it further because we do not have any particular value for gamma 1 by 4 and gamma 3 by 4. So this is your final answer of this problem. Then our next problem is to solve, evaluate this integral 0 to infinity x power c upon c power x dx. Evaluate this integral. So let us write it as I. So your I will be equal to 0 to infinity x power c upon c power x dx. We can also write it as x power c into c power minus x dx. We know that your x is same as e power log x, so we can write it as like this, because say if it is x, then your x is same as e power log x. So from here we have 0 to x power c, and then we will have minus x log c, and then dx. And we can also write it as 0 to x e power minus log c into x, then we have x power c plus 1 minus 1 dx. Now in my previous lecture I have given you formula for 0 to infinity. This is your 0 to infinity. I have given you the formula for integral 0 to infinity e to power minus kx into x power n minus 1 dx, and this was your gamma n upon k to power n. So this is equal to gamma n. Now your n is c plus 1, So your gamma c plus 1 upon k. K is the multiplier of x. So this is your log c power n. N is c plus 1 because we have the formula gamma n upon k power n equal to integral 0 to infinity e to the power minus kx into x power n minus 1 into dx. So with the help of this formula, the value of this integral is equal to gamma c plus 1 upon log c power c plus 1. So this is your answer. Then our next question. Show that integral 0 to 1 x power 4 upon 1 minus x power 4 dx into integral 0 to 1 dx upon under root 1 plus x power 4 into dx equal to 5 upon 4 root 2. So let us solve this problem. Okay. So let us take the left hand side and assume the first integral as I1 and the second integral as I2, and then we will evaluate these two integrals independently. Here we have dx. So let us assume this one as I1 and the another integral as I2, where my I1 is integral 0 to 1 x power 4 upon under 1 minus x power 4 into dx. Again, as in my previous question, let us assume x power 4 as t. So if x power 4 is equal to t, then our x will be t power 1 by 4 and your dx will be 1 by 4 t power 1 by 4 minus 1 into dt, and limits will be fixed. So our I1 is equal to integral 0 to 1, your x power 4 is t, so this is your t, and your dx is 1 by 4 t power 1 by 4 minus 1 into dt divided by square root of 1 minus t. So here we have 1 by 4, then integral 0 to 1. Now this will be your 1 by 4 plus 1. So that means this plus 1 and this minus 1 will get cancelled. So we have t power 1 by 4, and then we will have 1 minus t power minus half. So we can write it as half minus 1. So it is equal to 0 to 1. Then we can write it as 5 by 4 minus 1, 1 minus t power 1 by 2 minus 1. Now again, we have the formula of integral 0 to 1 x power m minus 1 into 1 minus x power n minus 1. So this is your beta 5 by 4 comma 1 by 2. Now beta m comma n is equal to gamma m into gamma m divided by gamma m plus n. So this is equal to 1 by 4. Gamma 5 by 4 can be written as 1 by 4 plus 1. So we have 1 by 4 plus 1 into gamma half. Gamma half is square root of pi. Then here we have gamma 7 by 4. Then this is your 7 by 4. Let me get some mistake here. This is not x power 4, this is your x square. Here we have x square. Now as it is x square, so here we will not get t, but it will be your t power half. Now this will be your t power 3 by 4 minus 1. And if it is t power 3 by 4 minus 1, so that means this can be written as your 3 by 4 comma half. So this will be your 3 by 4 into half upon 3 by 4 plus 1 by 2. Now this can be written as your 5 by 4. Now it is okay, it is your 3 by 4, and in the denominator we have this will be gamma 5 by 4, and gamma 5 by 4 can be written as 1 by 4 plus 1. So this is equal to 1 by 4 gamma 3 by 4 square root of pi. Then here we can write it as gamma 1 by 4 plus 1. Now gamma n plus 1 will be n gamma n, so you will get 1 by 4 outside, so this will get cancelled. So we have 3 by 4 into root pi into gamma 1 by 4. So this is our I1, and now I2. Now I2 is equal to integral 0 to 1, then we have dx upon under root 1 plus x power 4. Please note that here we cannot take x power 4 equal to t, because then we will have dt upon some under root 1 plus t power 1 plus t. So that means we will get the integral of the type integral 0 to 1, then 1 plus t power something, and then t power something. So as we do not get 1 minus t, so we cannot use beta function here. So we will not take x power 4 equal to t. So here we will assume x square as tan theta. So if x square is tan theta, then this will be your 1 plus tan square theta, so that will be your sec square theta. And here if your x square is tan theta, then we will get x equal to 10 power half theta, and your dx will be 1 by 2 10 power minus half theta, and then the differentiation of 10 power 10 theta will be your sec square theta, and then we will have d theta. So let us put these values here. Now if your x is 0, then theta is 0, and if x is 1, then we will have tan theta equal to 1, so theta is pi by 4. So therefore your I2 is equal to integral 0 to pi by 4, then your dx is 1 by 2 10 power minus half theta, then we will have sec square theta d theta. Now this will be your 1 plus tan square theta, so we will get sec theta. So 1 sec theta will get cancelled. So this is equal to 1 by 2 0 to pi by 4. Now this can be written as cos half theta, and then we will get this is your upon sin half theta, and then here we will have 1 by cos theta into d theta. So this is equal to 1 by 2 0 to pi by 4. Now if you take this half theta here, then we will get this one as cos half theta. So this is basically your sin half theta into cos half theta. So we can write it as sin theta cos theta whole power half into d theta. Now this is your sin 2 theta. If you multiply the numerator and denominator by square root 2, then we will get, so multiply this term by square root of 2 and here by square root of 2, so we will get square root 2 here. So this will be your 1 by root 2 basically. So 1 by root 2 into 0 to pi by 4, and now this can be written as 2 sin theta cos theta, because this is square root 2 and this is square root 2 will be your 2. So this is your 2 sin theta cos theta, so this is your sin 2 theta whole power 1 by 2 d theta. Now again let us assume 2 theta equal to t. So if 2 theta equal to t, then our d theta will be, so our d theta will be dt by 2. So now about the limits. In this case, if your theta equal to 0, then we will have t equal to 0, and if theta is pi by 4, then our t will be pi by 2. So this is equal to 1 by root 2. Then we have the limits as 0 to pi by 4, 0 to pi by 2. Then d theta is dt by 2. Then here we will get sin t power half. Now this will be your 1 by 2 root 2. So this is equal to 1 by 2 root 2. Now in the bracket we will have 0 to pi by 2 sine power minus half t, and as there is no term of cos, so we can write it as cos 0 t dt. Now we can use the formula for integral 0 to pi by 2 sine p theta cos q theta d theta, which was the formula for this was your gamma p plus 1 by 2. So we have gamma minus 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 divided by 2. Then gamma q plus q is 0. So 0 plus 1 by 2. Then 2 times gamma p plus q plus 2 divided by 2. So we have minus half plus 0 plus 2 divided by 2. So from here we get 2 root 2. Now this is your 1 by 2 upon 2. So this is your gamma 1 by 4 and gamma half is square root of pi, and here we get 2 to the 4 minus 1. So this is your gamma 3 by 4. So we have gamma 3 by 4 and this 2 will come outside. So we have 4 here. So this is our I2. Now the value of the integral will be thus. Hence our left hand side will be equal to, now I1, this was your I1, the value of I1 was square root of pi gamma 3 by 4 upon gamma 1 by 4, and the value of I2 is 1 by 4 root 2, then gamma 1 by 4, then we have square root of pi divided by gamma 3 by 4. Now here you can see that this gamma 3 by 4 is cancelled, gamma 1 by 4 is cancelled, root pi means pi, so we have this one as equal to pi upon 4 root 2, and this was your right hand side. So this is the solution of this problem. Then question, solve, say integral 0 to infinity dx upon 1 plus x power 4. Let us solve this integral. Again we have two choices, either you can assume x square as tan theta, or you can directly solve it with the help of the definition of beta function. So I am using the definition. Let x power 4 is equal to t. So in this case our x will be t power 1 by 4 and dx will be 1 by 4 t power 1 by 4 minus 1 into dt. So therefore your I will be integral 0 to infinity 1 by 4 t power 1 by 4 minus 1 upon 1 plus t power 4, 1 plus t. So this is equal to 1 upon 4 integral 0 to infinity, then we have t power 1 by 4 minus 1 dt upon 1 plus t. Now here I want to use the definition of beta function. We have the definition as this integral 0 to infinity x power n minus 1 upon 1 plus x power m plus n. So the value of this integral was your beta m comma n. Now here you can see that your m plus n is 1 and your n is 1 by 4. So your m will be 1 minus 1 by 4. So 1 minus 1 by 4 means 3 by 4. So therefore we can write our I as 1 by 4 0 to infinity t power 1 by 4 minus 1 dt divided by, now this is your 1 plus t power 1. Now this 1 can be written as, this one is basically m plus n. So if your m plus n is 1, we have the value of n as 1 by 4. So your m will be 1 minus n. So we have 1 by 4. So this m will be 3 by 4. So here we have 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4, and you can see that this is your 1. Now we have the formula t power n minus 1 upon 1 plus t power m plus n. So we can use the definition of beta function. So this is equal to 1 by 4 beta 1 by 4 comma 3 by 4, and this is equal to 1 by 4 gamma 1 by 4 into gamma 3 by 4 divided by gamma 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4. So this is your 4 by 4. So we have gamma 1. Now again this is your 1 by 4. Now the value of gamma 1 by 4 into gamma 3 by 4 is, I have given you the value in my previous lecture. This was your pi root 2, because we have the formula for gamma n into gamma 1 minus n. This was your pi upon sin n pi. Now if you put n equal to 1 by 4 here, so you get gamma 1 by 4. So this is your gamma 1 by 4 into gamma 3 by 4 equal to, now this will be pi upon sin 45 degree, which is your 1 by root 2. So this will be pi root 2. So your answer is pi root 2 upon 4, or if you multiply the numerator and denominator by root 2, then this will be your 2. So we have pi upon 2 root 2. So this is your solution of this problem. So the value of this integral is just equal to the pi upon 2 square root 2, if you multiply the numerator by root 2 and the denominator by root 2. Okay, the next question. We have very important question based on beta and gamma function. So let us solve the another question. Evaluate integral 0 to 1 x power n log x power n dx. So let us evaluate this integral. So your solution will be, let us assume this integral as I. Here note that as I am not getting any power of 1 minus t, so we cannot use our beta function. So let us apply the gamma function. For that we need e to power minus x. So to get e to power minus x, let us assume log x equal to minus t. So from here we will have x equal to minus e to power x equal to e to power minus t. Now if your x is 0, then we have log infinity, log 0, and log 0 is minus infinity. So our t will be in infinity. And if your x is 1, then we have log 1, and log 1 is 0. And from here our dx will be equal to minus e to power minus t into dt. And this is your dx. So therefore your I equal to integral infinity to 0. Then we have x is your e to power minus t power n. Then we have log x, which is your minus t power n, and dx is minus e to power minus t dt. And this is equal to, now let us interchange the limits. So we have 0 to infinity. Here we have minus 1 power n. So take this minus 1 power n outside. So we have minus 1 power n. Now in the bracket we have e to power minus tm minus t, and then t power n into dt. So here we have e to power minus nt, then we have e to power minus t, then minus 1 power n is outside. So this is equal to this one. Now this can be written as minus 1 power n integral 0 to infinity e to power minus 1 plus n into t, then we have t power n plus 1 minus 1 into dt. So this is equal to, now again use the definition of gamma function, which is your 0 to infinity e to power minus kx into x power n minus 1 into dx. So this is equal to gamma n, your n is n plus 1 divided by k power, that means 1 plus m power n. So this is your answer. Now if your n is integer, then this can be written as factorial n. So this is equal to minus 1 to power n factorial n upon 1 plus m power n plus 1. Then next question, evaluate the integral 0 to 1 x power n 1 minus x power n power p. Again, this is very easy question. Put x power n as t, and then this will become your 1 minus t power p plus 1 minus 1, and similarly we will have some power of t here. Then you can use the definition of gamma function. You can use the definition of beta function. So I am not solving this question. Then our next question is, evaluate integral 0 to 1 x power 5 1 minus x power 3 power 10. It is similar to this problem. Here we have m equal to 5, n equal to 3 and p equal to 10. So again there is no problem in solving this question. So again I am not going to solve this one. Then solve or evaluate the integral 0 to 1 dx upon the square root of 1 minus x power n. Again this is very easy because we just have to assume x power n as t. We have to assume x power n as t. So again I think there is no problem, but still I am solving this question. So solution, your I is equal to 0 to 1 dx upon the square root of x, the square root of 1 minus x power n. Let x power n is equal to t, then your x will be t power 1 by n. So your dx will be 1 by n, t power 1 by n minus 1 into dt. So therefore your I is equal to your integral 0 to 1, then we have 1 by n, t power 1 by n minus 1 into dt divided by square root of 1 minus t. So this is equal to therefore this is equal to 1 by n integral 0 to 1 t power 1 by n minus 1, then we have 1 minus t power minus half, so minus half can be written as half minus 1 into dt. Now this is equal to beta 1 by n comma half. Now this states that your gamma n into 2 power 2n minus 1 into gamma n plus half is equal to the square root pi into gamma 2n. So this is your Legendre duplication formula, and again your n has to be greater than 0. So solution or proof, we know that as beta mn equal to 2 times 0 to infinity 0 to pi by 2 sine power 2n minus 1 theta into cos 2m minus 1 theta d theta. We know that this integral is equal to beta mn divided by 2, and your beta mn is equal to gamma n into gamma n upon gamma n plus n. So this is equal to basically 0 to pi sine 2n minus 1 theta and cos 2m minus 1 theta d theta. So this is integral number 1, equation number 1. Now here you can see that we are not getting any m. So let us put m equal to, now we will put m equal to 1 by 2, then we will put m equal to n. So that if you put m equal to 1 by 2, then we will get this term as gamma half plus n, and this is your gamma n plus half. And when we will put m equal to n, then we will get gamma 2n, and this is your gamma 2n. So let us put m equal to n or m equal to 1 by 2 in the right hand side, and then try to equate the right hand side in both cases. Then we will get the answer. So let us put m equal to half, then we will put m equal to n. If m equal to half, then in the left hand side we will have gamma half into gamma n divided by 2 times gamma n plus half. Now in the right hand side we have 0 to pi by 2 sine 2n minus 1 theta d theta. So this is integral number 2. Now let us put m equal to n, then we will try to make the right hand side equal to this integral. And then equating equation number 2 and then the equation number say 3, we will get our result. Now if m equal to n, then if m equal to n in equation number 1, then we have gamma n whole square divided by gamma 2 times gamma 2n equal to integral 0 to pi by 2, then sine 2n minus 1 theta into cos 2n minus 1 theta d theta. Okay, this is equal to gamma n whole square divided by 2 times gamma 2n equal to, now as the power are common, so we can write it as sine theta cos theta whole power 2n minus 1. So if we divide or multiply by 2, then we will get 2 sine theta cos theta divided by 2 whole power 2n minus 1 d theta. So this is equal to 1 by 2 power 2n minus 1 0 to pi by 2. Then we have sine 2 theta power 2n minus 1 d theta. Now again let us put 2 theta equal to t. If 2 theta equal to t, then your 2 d theta will be dt. So from here our d theta will be dt by 2, and your integral is equal to, your left hand side is equal to this is our left hand side, and in the right hand side we will have 2 power 2n minus 1. Now the limits, if your theta is 0, then we have t0. If theta is pi by 2, then we have t equal to pi. So limits will be from 0 to pi. Now d theta is dt by 2, so we have one more 2 here, and then in the bracket we will have sine t power 2n minus 1 dt by 2. Your d theta is dt by 2. Okay. Now let us change this power, change this upper limit to pi by 2. So if you take this 2 outside, then we will have 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 power 2n minus 1. Now this can be written as 2 times pi by 2 and sine t power 2n minus 1 dt. Now we can take this 2 outside because of this definition. We know that the integral 0 to a, 0 to 2a fx dx is same as 2 times 0 to a fx dx if your f2 minus ax is same as fx. We have this result of definite integral. We say that this 2 will be outside if f of 2a minus x is same as fx. Now in our case, as your sine pi minus t, sine 180 minus theta, this is your 2a and 2a will be your pi. So as your sine pi minus t, your function is sine, so sine pi minus t is same as sine t. So that means we can take this to outside. So your right hand side will be equal to, if you take this 2 outside, then this will get cancelled. So we have 2 power 2n minus 1 into integral 0 to pi by 2, then we have sine 2n minus 1 into t dt. Now in definite integral, if you do not change the limits and the function, then we can change our variable. So this is equal to, so therefore your left hand side gamma n whole square divided by 2 times gamma 2n is equal to 1.2 power 2n minus 1 into the integral 0 to pi by 2 sine 2n minus 1 theta d theta. Now say this is equation number 3. Now let us equate the, now if you take this 2n minus 1 in the left hand side, then we will have 2 power 2n minus 1 into this integral equal to this one. Now you can see that our equation number 2 and 3 has common right hand side. So by 2 and 3, our left hand side will be equal to each other. So we have gamma half into gamma n divided by 2 times gamma n plus half, and then this is equal to 2 power 2n minus 1 into gamma n whole square divided by 2 times gamma 2n. So from here we have, now 1 power will get cancelled. So this is, now this 2 is cancelled. Your gamma half is root pi. So we have the root pi into gamma 2n equal to gamma n 2 power 2n minus 1 into gamma n plus half. So this is your Legendre duplication formula. Now show that the integral 0 to infinity x power n minus 1 into sine bx into e power minus ax into dx is equal to gamma n upon a square plus b square whole power n by 2, then sine n theta, where your theta will be tan inverse b upon a. So here we have to prove that the value of this integral is equal to gamma n upon a square plus b square whole power n by 2 into sine n theta. And if we take cos bx, then we will get cos n theta. So proof. Let us assume this integral as I. So our integral I is equal to integral 0 to infinity x power n minus 1 sin bx into e power minus ax dx. As we know that e power I theta equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. So this sin theta is the imaginary part of e power I theta. So we can write it as imaginary part of integral 0 to infinity x power n minus 1. Now this sin dx can be replaced by e power I bx into dx, because your e power I theta is cos theta plus I sin theta, where your sin theta is the imaginary part of this e power I theta. So this is equal to imaginary part of the integral 0 to infinity x power n minus 1. Now if you take minus sign common, then we will have a minus ib. Here we will have, let us take I common. So this is your a minus ib into x dx. Okay. So this is your imaginary part of this integral. Now again we can write it as, this is your imaginary part of. Now please note that we have a formula for integral e to power minus kx into x power n minus 1 into dx. The value of the integral 0 to infinity e to power minus kx into x power n minus 1 into dx is equal to gamma n upon k power n. So this is equal to gamma n. So that means your n is this one upon k. k is this one, a minus ib whole power n. So this is your the right hand side, this imaginary part. Now again, let us multiply by the conjugate of this term. So that means we will multiply by a plus ib power n in the numerator and denominator. So we will get this one as equal to gamma n, then a plus ib whole power n, then here we will have a plus ib into a minus ib. So this will be your a square plus b square whole power n. Now let put a equal to r cos theta and b equal to r sin theta. Then your r will be a square plus b square whole power half, and your theta will be your sin theta upon cos theta will be your b by a. So theta will be tan inverse b upon a. So therefore your right hand side is equal to ip, then we have gamma n. Now this will be your r cos theta plus I r sin theta whole power n divided by a square plus b square whole power n. Now again, using the De Moivre's law, this will be a cos n theta plus I sin n theta, and we will have r power n outside. So we have imaginary part of, now this r power n, r is a square plus b square whole power half. So this will be a square plus b square whole power n by 2 divided by a square plus b square whole power n. Now in the bracket we will have cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n. So this is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. Now equating the, now taking the imaginary part, because we need only imaginary part. So the imaginary part in the right hand side is equal to, now if we have cos theta in the left hand side, then we will equate the real part. But here we have sin theta, so we will equate the imaginary part. And here our imaginary part is equal to sin n theta. Now this will be your n minus n by 2. So again this is your n by 2. So we have a square plus b square whole power n by 2. Then we will have sin n theta. So this is equal to, therefore this integral 0 to infinity x power e power minus ax into x power n minus 1 into sin dx. Dx is equal to gamma n upon a square the b square whole power n by 2 into sin n theta, where theta is tan inverse b upon a. Similarly, our integral 0 to infinity e to power minus ax x power n minus 1 into cos bx. Dx is equal to gamma n upon a square plus b square whole power n by 2 into cos n theta. This is your proof of this problem. Then let us solve a problem based on this formula. So we have the problem, evaluate the integral 0 to infinity cos x square dx. So let us evaluate this integral. So for that, let us assume this integral as I and assume x square as t. So if your x square is t, then your x will be t power half and your dx will be half t power half minus 1 dt. So therefore your I is equal to 1 by 2, then we have integral 0 to infinity t power 1 by 2 minus 1, then we will have cos t into dt. So this is your half cos t and dx is t power half minus 1 into dt. Now let us compare this integral with this formula. So here you can see that we do not have any a, so your a will be 0, and in place of b we are having 1, and for n we have 1 by 2. So in place of n we are getting In place of n we are getting half, so this will be your gamma half. Our a is 0 and b is cos bx. So your b is 1, a is 0, b is 1, so this will be your 1 power n by 2, so this is your 1. And then we will have cos n theta. So cos n theta, and your theta will be, where my theta is? Tan inverse b upon a. In our case a is 0, so this will be your tan inverse infinity, and tan inverse infinity is pi by 2. So your tan inverse infinity is your pi by 2. So we have this one as, this is your cos t, and this is equal to cos n theta, and theta is pi by 2. So we have cos n pi by 2, and your half is, gamma half is square root pi. So we have square root pi divided by 2 into cos n pi by 2. So this is the solution of this problem.